Welcome back to another video. Wait, no. Let's do it again. Welcome back to another video. We have lots and lots to talk about. I'm Z Shaw.
I'm Jay.
Lockdown Sports at it again. So, Jay, the Dodgers win back-to-back World Series champions.
Yeah, man. Dodgers looking like one of the better, one of the best teams in the modern generation. They're looking like the old school Yankees right now. You know what I'm saying? Just the money built, just dominant powerhouse of a team. So congratulations to the Dodgers. It sucks because you were there the night that I got that double whammy when the Phillies got eliminated from contention at the same time as the Eagles getting belt to ass by the Giants.
By the Giants.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So that was a hurt piece. But shouts out to the Dodgers. Not a huge baseball guy. I only start paying attention when playoffs come around. But that team's scary, man. Ohtani is a beast.
Bro, I would just say playoff baseball is actually something else. It's actually very, very exciting. Regular season baseball, man, you go there, get drunk, eat some food, be with your friends, and leave by the seventh inning.
Yeah.
Playoff baseball, man, I'm kind of on the edge of my seat saying, okay, what's gonna happen? Is someone gonna
Yeah.
hit a home run?
Yeah.
You had, oh my God, Rojas, a no-namer, batting ninth, ties the
Yeah.
game. Then Will Smith wins the game. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my goodness,
Yeah.
Ohtani
Will
didn't even
Smith.
play. Otani's threat level was crazy, but he took the first pitch every single time, which I didn't like. I wish he would have worked the count a little more.
Yeah.
But man, Otani is special. Yamamoto
Yeah.
pitching
Yeah.
complete games and then coming in game seven to seal the deal.
I'm telling
Dave,
you, man. I'm
Dave
telling you.
Roberts only uses starters. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
they're legit, man. It's crazy. And here's a little fun fact for those who don't know, which I'm sure most of us do. They are the first team to repeat since the Yankees in the late '90s. So I mean that's crazy. And they're the first NL repeat champs since 1976 Reds.
Oh
So
my goodness.
this team is legit here to stay. They're now firmly in the dynasty conversation. They have elite pitching depth. They have clutch batters. They have balanced roster. The Dodgers are just where it's at right now. I know baseball, the MLB was thinking about maybe putting out a cap like football does, like the NFL does, a cap space. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how that's going to work out and if that's going to change the team at all because there's no way if they do implement any type of cap stuff that team will stay together. That team is way too good.
Well, Otani's contract is backloaded, just how the Eagles do their contracts. So
Mm-hmm.
he's only getting paid a couple million a year, and then he's getting paid that 700 million way down the line. And that's
Mm-hmm.
how Howie Roseman does his contracts. And the Dodgers, they always pay players very shorter contracts. That's why they didn't pay Machado. They didn't pay Trey Turner. They give guys 3 to 5 years. That's why Bryce Harper didn't go to LA because Harper wanted a 13-year deal. LA only wanted to give him a 3 to 5 year deal. But except for Otani, you got to give Otani the GOAT, the best player of all time. We're witnessing greatness. And for me, and probably you, it is really awesome just to see greatness, the best of the best at their craft. And that's who Otani
Now
is.
we'll have to revisit that GOAT debate of Otani or not. But I mean I think that he could definitely be top five of all time. I have to go back and really look. I mean there are a lot of great baseball players. We're saying this guy's better than Babe Ruth. You know what I'm saying? Like
Man, Babe Ruth is going against milkmen and plumbers,
yeah,
bro.
no, that's true. That's true. That's a good argument. That's the Bill Russell argument. That's the So I hear you. I hear you. But my question for you is, do you think that this means that the Dodgers finally mastered postseason baseball, or is this just what smart spending looks like?
It's both. They've mastered playoff baseball. Dave Roberts has mastered that. Just if it's game seven, use your best pitchers. I don't care if you pitch 2 or 3 games before. You're pitching. You're gonna get like 3 months rest. So just get out there and pitch like what Yamamoto did. And it's smart spending. They backloaded Otani's contract. They only give out who else do they have? They have Mookie Betts. They have Freddie Freeman.
Yeah,
Guys,
Mookie Betts
long-term
is
deals.
that
Mookie
dude. I mean, what's he got? How many rings does this guy have now?
Mookie has like three.
I think
three
he
or
has like
four,
four
three or
actually.
four. One with
Yeah.
the Red Sox, and then yeah, maybe. But listen, they give contracts out to the star players, guys who know that they're gonna play well. They give shorter contracts to guys who want to get paid. Yes, they still get money, but maybe not as much as if they go to another team. But they still chase a ring. So you get great benefits. I mean, look at the Eagles. I hate to bring in the Eagles because, fuck the Eagles.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah,
the,
hey, it's
but
okay.
Devontae Smith has a team-friendly contract, and he's technically a wide receiver one, in my opinion, and your opinion too. So
Yeah,
it's like you're paying two wide receiver ones team-friendly deals almost.
yeah.
And it's just smart spending. They've mastered playoff baseball. Just to recap, just put your best pitchers in the position to succeed. Dave Roberts in Game 7 did not use any relievers. He just used his starters.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's truly impressive what they've done, not just on the field but off the field, in the front office, and how they've put together the team. And I think they've really got a chance to take advantage of how the baseball contracts are set up, and the whole how that how that off season is set up. It's just a beautifully done job, by financial wizards and people who just know the sport and know how these contracts go really well. So shouts out to the Dodgers. Congratulations. Hey man, hopefully the Phillies can get back there next year. If not, hey, we'll be used to it by now.
You'll be used to it. You're always used to
Oh
as
yeah,
a
we're used to it.
fan.
We're used to it.
Except the Eagles in recent years, but every
Hey, you
Philly
know what?
fan
If
knows.
you don't mind, can I sneak a little something in there?
Go ahead.
You know what? You know what? Just a quick little maybe section we could talk about, because I think that there's one team that is surprising the hell out of everyone, and that is the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Over in the NBA, I mean, now people thought before the season started, oh, the Sixers aren't going to be good for another 10 something years. It's over. Process starting again. It failed. Let's get it done. But man, when I say that, obviously we're only 6 games into the season, but when I say these guys have come out firing and they have taken everybody by surprise, it has been absolutely insane. Tyrese Maxey having an amazing MVP level year to begin the year, at least. We'll see how that goes later on. It's a long season, but man, I haven't watched the beginning of a basketball season in a long time. I've been watching this one because I was just like, okay, I poo-pooed them. So when the first game came out, I was like, oh wow, they won. Then they won another two. Then they're 4-0. And I'm like, oh my God, like what is this? Like Tyrese Maxey, Edgecombe coming out the draft looking like a superstar, looking like he could be rookie of the year. He looks better than Cooper Flag. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, just shouts out to my Sixers. If we're talking about Philly sports real quick, I don't want to spend too much time on that.
No,
But
I love NBA talk, and I listen. Since after 2018, I stopped caring about the NBA, except after that Raptors win. I did care then, but like 2020, like these past 4 years, and I've talked about this myself. I can talk about this later, but let me just shout out Daryl Morey. Daryl Morey, the GM, he loves having shifty point guards, and he constructs his team that way. With Embiid, you had to cater the offense around Embiid, but because of the injuries, now Embiid has become the lead actor to a supporting actor, and
Mhm.
that's okay. Play him 20, 25 minutes a game so he's healthy for the playoffs. That's great, and let him eat in the playoffs because you're
Mhm.
going to need him. And let Tyrese Maxey and Edgecombe, young, shifty guards, carry this team to the playoffs. And you put the ball in Maxey's hands. Maxey is by far the best player. PG is not a lead actor anymore. He's a supporting guy. So you're going to get PG, a great 3 and D player. Listen, don't expect PG to go for 20 and 10 every night. Just ask him to get 15 and 8. That's
Yeah,
very reasonable. Regular season and the playoffs. Just
yeah,
have him go with the best player on the other team. You're
yeah,
golden. He doesn't need to create his shots against anyone. That's what Maxey and Edgecombe are for. And I love seeing great basketball. And Maxey's
yeah.
a guy I've been high on for a long, long
Oh, I
time.
love I love Maxi. First of all, he just plays the game with such conviction. And you can always tell that while he's playing the game, he's having an assload of fun doing it. And I think those are the people who make the best players, the people who still find the fun in the game, who still love the game, who still play the game with some oomph, if you will, a little, what I'm saying? The one thing I can say about Embiid, I love Embiid, but as the injuries have piled up and as the years have gone on, Embiid has slowed down a lot because it's just a part of being injured all the time. Um, and he just doesn't, he's still good because he's Embiid. but he just doesn't play with the same oomph, as I like to call
Right.
it. you know, I mean, even though he's still good, even though he's still putting up numbers, even though he's still dominant, because his pure presence out there is going to change the game. But the thing I just love about Tyrese is that he's playing with so much conviction and so much oomph, and he's bringing that to the rest of the team. You got Kelly Oubre doing the same thing now. He's got some gas left in him. You got Grimes coming off the bench as the sixth man. He's looking great. You know what I'm saying? So all in all, I think that the Sixers look really good, and I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to the rest of the NBA because, like, once again, basketball is one of those things that I don't pay attention to usually till the end of the year. But since the Sixers have been doing good, I've been paying attention to it. So we might get some NBA talk on here.
Well,
Yeah.
let me just throw a theory at you why ratings have gone down, interest has gone down around the NBA since COVID, since 2020. Let me just throw a theory out. Mid 2010s were peak basketball because you got a little bit of everything, a little bit of old school, back to the basket, bank shots, mid range, and then you got some new school. Steph Curry coming into the league, Klay Thompson, shooters, fast break. You got the fast teams. You had a little bit of everything. Every team had a different identity. You had the LA Clippers, Lob City. You had the Golden State Warriors, Splash Brothers. You had the Miami Heat, the Big Three. They're going to out talent you and run and be pesty on defense and get out and throw oops all day. You had the San Antonio Spurs. You had a lot of ball movement and team philosophy. Who else? I'm missing a lot. You had the Knicks. The Knicks were, Carmelo Anthony dependent. The Chicago Bulls, pesty on defense. They're going to play hard every single night. I could go down the list.
Oh
So
yeah,
let me
you're
just
you're
say,
100% correct.
every team had a different identity and it made it fun to root for a different team. However, now because the game has so modernized and so analytical, every team has the same identity. Every team has their best player as their point guard to create and get a high pick and roll, and then three shooters around the perimeter to space the floor, and then they're going to make a play. They're going to go score the layup, dump it to the big, or kick it out for a three. And unfortunately, it's just boring that every team plays that way. I know it's all about winning, and teams do not care about the entertainment value. But as a fan and as the commissioner, you got to look at it and say, like, okay, if every team plays the same way and has the same copycat offense and copycat players, then what's the point? Like, there's no different. Everyone's the same. You don't watch a TV show and say, "Hey, I like this character A, because they're the same as character B." No, they're supposed to be different. They're supposed
Yeah,
to be different,
yeah.
act different, and all that. Every team is the same, and it's just copycat cookie cutter offense across the league. That's why interest has gone down. Jay, what do you think about that?
No, yeah, I agree. I mean, the word that comes to mind is layers. Just not having enough layers in the game to make it interesting. I mean, basketball is an entertainment. NBA is an entertainment company. And we go to Philly and we talk about the Eagles and the tush push and how it's not pretty and this, that, the third, and the argument gets made often that, yeah, maybe Nick Sirianni's not in the business of being a entertainer per se. He's in the business of winning games, but the NFL, if we're talking about them, they are in the entertainment industry. So it's the same thing in the NBA. They're in the entertainment industry. They want to see Lob City. They want to see alley oops. They want to see flashy dunks. They want to see Steph hitting shots from the half court with ease. They want to see just dynamic, layered play. And you're right. I agree. Like, everything is kind of the same. You do have some layers, but I feel like everything has become exactly what you said, with a mix of flopping and just like a whole lot of mumbo jumbo that
Oh,
you just didn't used to get in basketball. Basketball used to be a very physical, very tough, very dynamic sport, and now it's become somewhat cookie cutter. So we're waiting for that team to just come through and break that mold again.
I just want to see some variety, some like get some old school, get some post players back in the game, get some like bank shots. Just mix the old school and the new school, and then you have some variety with it. And I do appreciate someone like Mike Tomlin, who's very old school. If everyone was a Sean McVay, everyone a Kyle Shanahan in the NFL, I would say that'd be actually very boring. We
So
do
we just after we just trashed Mike Tomlin
after we
last
just
night.
trashed Mike Tomlin, unfortunately, you do need some defensive guys, some defensive minded guys to give the NFL more variety, to give the Steelers, who are frauds, who are defensive focus first. Mike, these coaches, it's actually very good for the NFL. It gives every team a different identity, which is great. You don't want to eat chicken tenders at a buffet. Everything's fucking chicken tenders. You want to
Yeah.
have chicken tenders. You want to have tikka masala. You want to have dumplings. You want to just do. You just want to have a variety
I
of
figure
everything.
out what fucking buffet you going to. Tikka masala and dumplings. I want to go. Shit.
Oh yeah, I was quick story. I was in Bangkok and we went to a five-star buffet for Christmas and had dumplings, tikka masala, tenders, burgers, sushi, the
Oh my
works.
goodness.
Literally every cuisine you could think of.
Oh yeah, man, we have to talk because there's a really good Asian buffet around called Umi. And I don't know if it's 5 star, but
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, we
yeah,
talked about. Yeah, we got to
yeah.
go when
We
we
gotta go. We'll go
we'll
anyway.
go. Anyway, JJ McCarthy looked good. Beat the Detroit Lions off a bye. Jay, your thoughts on
Yeah,
that?
I mean, he looked sharp in his return. He calm pocket presence, efficient passing, good reads. You can't beat that. There was concern. Guys come back from injuries and they don't quite look hot. They might have to get back into it, but he got right back into the swing of things. Shout out to JJ McCarthy. Shout out to Carson Wentz for keeping the boat afloat as well while JJ was gone. He also dealt with some injury issues at the moment. I mean, excuse me, during that time. But I said it before when they faced the Eagles. I said that I wanted to see Carson do well. I do. I wanted to see Carson do well, and I wanted to see him, even do well against the Eagles. Not well enough to win, but do well. So he did do well. But JJ came back. He really he really solidified himself as that franchise quarterback, and I think he's been doing that for a minute. It's just gonna be, can he stay healthy? That's the biggest concern with a lot of these guys right now. That was the concern with Jaden Daniels on your side. Come back from a big injury, boom, you're hurt again. So he looked great, but gotta protect yourself, gotta stay healthy because your team is relying on you, man. You can't beat that. You can't beat that Justin Jefferson, JJ McCarthy thing when it's on all cylinders.
For sure. And Jay, I've said this, you said this, the Vikings have a great roster. Receivers, O-line, defense, Brian Flores, KOC, elite coaching. So all they were missing was the quarterback. JJ McCarthy does not have to be the lead actor. He just needs to be a supporting character. Just manage the game, run the ball most of the time, and then make 1 to 3 throws that you need to get on third down or red zone or 2-minute drill, and then get the ball to your best players. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson. And you know what? That's what JJ does, and that's what JJ needs to do moving forward. He is a game manager that needs to make a few plays to elevate the team here and there. He's not going to be Josh Allen. He's not going to be Patrick Mahomes. We know that. He just needs to be good. And I think JJ McCarthy can be. He showed that against Detroit. And that's who he is. And
Yeah,
that's okay. He's not a superstar.
yeah. He showed some real growth, I feel like, in his decision making and leadership. I don't think that, we were saying, oh, he's showing flashes. I think that he really showed more than flashes
Yeah.
against the Lions. So shouts out to that. But my question to you is something that I just said. Do you think that he's proving that he's the guy long term, or do you think this might just be a hot streak and it's
No,
going to
no,
fizzle
no.
out?
No, he's the guy long term. He's on a rookie contract. If the Vikings were to give up on JJ McCarthy after 2 years after his rookie deal, then that just shows he's complete ass and he should be on the practice squad. He's not
Well,
complete ass.
Well,
I
let
think
me say this. The only
okay.
thing I would say to that is a lot of times because remember how it started. He was hurt, and then
So
and he didn't have a chance to show himself. Then he got to come back. He was doing well, got hurt again. If he shows injury issues, the Vikings will move on from him.
you give it another year, but you sign a good veteran, not Wentz. Wentz is too reckless. You sign a Jacoby Brissett, right? A Mariota type of
We got to
backup
talk about
quarterback.
Jacoby, by the way. We'll
Oh, we
get
do,
there.
we do. And so I mentioned him, foreshadow. Got to sign a Brissett for insurance that JJ McCarthy gets injured next year. I mean, they brought in Wentz. Wentz knows the offense, but Wentz is too reckless still. He just hasn't learned or adapted that part of his game. So he'd rather have a Jacoby, a Marcus
Imagine,
Mariota.
imagine, imagine that he hasn't learned or developed that part of his game, and he's in like year 10.
That's just who he is, unfortunately. That's the sad thing. It's like he never. I think Nick Foles broke him. Unfortunately, Nick Foles broke him. The statue broke him. The Nick Foles winning the Super Bowl. Maybe Carson Wentz wasn't as mentally tough as we had liked or thought or hoped for. You
Oh,
know.
me, okay? We in Philly, okay?
Yeah,
Because
fans too. Even a
what it
rival
sucked.
fans.
Listen, here's the deal. Carson broke Carson. You want to know why? You want to know why Nick Foles winning the Super Bowl broke him? You want to know why the statue broke him? You want to know why that season broke him and he was never the same ever again? Because he had an ego problem and he was unapproachable and he wasn't humble. And when that's the case, you can't, like, for example, one thing I love about Jalen Hurts, and it always comes back to Jalen Hurts, but one thing I love about
Always.
Jalen
The
Hurts,
world revolves
he,
around Jalen Hurts.
it does, it does.
Oh,
When Jalen Hurts got benched in the national championship game, and Tua Tagovailoa, the probably the worst quarterback of the NFL right now, went out and won the national championship game, Jalen Hurts was just as happy as if he won it. You know, he was the first guy on the field, smiling, celebrating with Tua. Whereas Carson Wentz, yeah, but he was very salty. You could tell he was salty. It's because he had an ego problem. If he didn't do it, he wasn't. And when you listen to guys like LaShawn McCoy, sorry, not LaShawn McCoy.
Alshon Jeffrey.
Yeah, if you listen to guys like Alshon Jeffrey, you listen to certain dudes that were on that team talk, they talked about him really bad. And there was a point during that season where like they were going anonymous saying that like he was a horrible leader, he was unapproachable, he was calling his own line, like plays at the line, and they were trash, and he was trying to play hero ball, and he just wasn't a team player. So when that's your attitude, and then a guy who, by the way, is the exact opposite, Nick Foles was the opposite. The team loved him. They gathered around him. They rallied around him, and they loved him as a leader. And he goes out and does what you started, and he finishes what you started. That's going to breed contempt. So at the end of the day, like, hey, man, you got to be humble. Maybe if you were humble and you had mental fortitude and mental toughness, then this wouldn't have happened to your career. But I always wished well for him, because if it weren't for him, we would have not gotten to the Super Bowl. I think that Nick Foles, if he was the starting quarterback that whole year, we would have got fucked. And I think that because
You would
Nick
have made the
Foles,
playoffs. You would not have made the
we
playoffs
wouldn't have
with
made the
Nick Foles.
playoffs, because I love Nick Foles. I love Nick Foles as the guy who can come in when the lights get bright and deliver. But I do not like Nick Foles as a long-term option for quarterback. Never have.
Completely agree. Let's go with the Packers.
Yeah.
Let's switch gears. Packers roller coaster. They 1 week they're the best team in the NFL. The next week they get put belt to ass by the Panthers.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
even belt to ass.
One
Listen,
week they look dangerous, and the next week they just look completely lost. Total inconsistency.
Panthers went from trash to mid, so it's not like they're completely ass. But still, at the same time, it's like you have this stigma and this thought of like it's the Panthers. Jay, what are your thoughts? What's the problem with the Packers?
I mean, Jordan Love. I mean, I think I listen. I was the guy when Jordan Love first got that starting job after Aaron Rodgers got was leaving the Packers, and he had that whole nine. Like, I was like, oh man, this guy's gonna be great. This guy's gonna be good. And then he came out that next year, and he played well. But I mean, he's just one of those guys that is really, really, really inconsistent. He shows flashes of brilliance, and then he just follows them by horrible turnovers and just bad decisions. So like, I don't know what has to give, but at the end of the day, like, he's got to figure something out, man, because he's the detriment to his team every single year. He's got the Dak Prescott bug, where it's like, we'll talk about him too. He's got the Dak Prescott bug, where it's like, yeah, he can string together some really good plays, some really good numbers, string together some really good games, but like when it matters and the lights are on him, he chokes really bad. And it just becomes, I don't know, man. Something's got to give. Plus, their defense just can't ever string together consistency as well. Two solid weeks, no such thing for the Green Bay defense.
Green Bay is very talented. There's so much talent on both sides of the ball for them, and of course, they traded for Micah, which changed their whole defense. It's just like they're not consistent. They're gonna make the playoffs, but they're probably gonna if they win the first game, right? If they win the first game, they're most likely gonna lose the second game, the divisional round, just because they're not good enough to string together wins and just be dominant for a whole season. After they were 2-0, they were talking about undefeated season. Like, bro, you only talk about that when you're like 13-0, when you got 4 more wins to go. Like, you can't say that after 2-0, which is absolutely ridiculous. So let's move on quickly. I think we talked enough. The Niners. I want to talk about this identity. The Niners are not quarterback dependent. They are Christian McCaffrey dependent. They start off everything with the run game. Goes back to Jimmy Garoppolo. Garoppolo wasn't the main actor, who wasn't the lead actor. He was the supporting guy. And I think he threw the ball 9 times against Green Bay in that NFC Championship game, which was insane. And the Niners got to 2 Super Bowls based off their running game and their weapons. Okay. Everyone wants to crown Brock Purdy as top 10. If you put him top 10, then you say he's like a really great quarterback. Brock Purdy's a good quarterback. He's like a Bo Nix, a Dak Prescott. And I'm going to say, you're going to hate it, he's a Jalen Hurts. He's like that supporting actor, which you need. But the Niners are not quarterback dependent.
Brock Purdy is nothing like Jalen Hurts. You're calling Jalen Hurts a supporting actor. Is absolutely
He is a supporting actor.
How? He's been one of the most consistent quarterbacks.
He has not.
Are you serious? He had 1 fucking pick he threw all year.
No, not just this year. He was mid his first year starting. Then he was good when he went to the Super Bowl. Then bad. Then good. And now he's finally stringing together 2 good.
No. Let's get it right. He was never bad. His worst year. His worst year was still a playoff run. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, belt to ass. You had the lead in the division 10-1.
It wasn't, but that wasn't his fault, man. That was play calling.
Play calling.
Yes.
Play calling. Guess who was
Brian Johnson.
No, that was Nick Sirianni. You guys want to play Brian Johnson? It was definitely Sirianni's offense.
It was Sirianni's offense. Brian Johnson was the scapegoat, regardless. That was not Jalen Hurts' problem, because still at that time, if you go and look, he's probably been not even he has been the most efficient quarterback through the entire season. Efficiency. I'm not talking about throwing for 900 yards a game.
This year, he stepped up his game. I can admit that. But if you look at his whole body of work, it's been inconsistent. Mid, rookie, his first year starting, good, bad. He was bad 2023, then good, and now he stepped it up.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that Jalen Hurts has exceeded expectations, met expectations, or have fallen under expectations?
Well, hold on. Let me explain my reasoning. He's exceeded because I didn't think he was that good to begin with. He's far exceeded it. However, doesn't make you elite. Did you think Draymond Green was going to be a 3-4-time champion?
Why did you want to do this so bad?
Because he's
why did it have to be Draymond Green?
Why is it disrespectful to compare him to Draymond Green? Draymond Green's a good player.
That's a horrible comparison.
How is that horrible, man? He's the glue guy. If the Warriors never had Draymond, they probably don't win those championships. They don't.
Okay, so you're saying that Jalen Hurts is a large part of the Eagles winning championships.
Yes, you're confusing me saying he's a large part, and I think you're saying he's the main reason you guys won those championships. I'm saying he's not. He's
the quarterback.
I'll go down the list. Joe Flacco, Peyton Manning's second ring.
What the fuck? We're gonna try to act like Peyton Manning of all people is not
second ring. He even admitted second ring. That his last ring, he was not the main actor. He was a supporting guy. Listen, supporting actors are.
So who's the supporting guy? Who's the main actor this year?
It's Hurts, but he hasn't. But in the previous years, especially last year, he was not the main guy.
Because let me ask you a question, Z. If you're a coach or you're a front office, and you have the best running back in football, that's just what it is. You just have the best running back in football. Okay.
Okay.
Why would you number one, put your quarterback at risk, by making him do more than he has to? Number two, why wouldn't you lean into your strengths? I don't think that Saquon being great was about Jalen Hurts being weak. It was just about Saquon
No,
being great.
no. Hold on. I think this is the miscommunication. Yes, you give the ball to Saquon because he should have been. He was second in MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, right? But let's look at 2023. Jalen Hurts was the main actor, and he made the
And they
playoffs,
went to
and
the playoffs. They were 10
yes,
and 1 to
listen,
start
he was,
with crappy play
but
calling.
he's good, and he got them to the playoffs with the bad defense. But he got belt to ass, and he lost a division. That matters.
I mean, it does. Okay,
Yes.
interesting.
He had the Eagles were 10-1, and if it win loss
So is
record
Joe
is a
Burrow
quarterback stat.
Is Joe Burrow in the same conversation because he got all the way to the Super Bowl and lost?
Well, he had a bad O line. Jalen Hurts
Oh,
has always
so
had a good O
he's
line.
allowed to have excuses.
It is an excuse. Jalen Hurts had an elite O line
Okay, that's fair.
last year, and the year before, and the year before, and the
Yeah,
year before.
okay. Sorry if you was doing it again. I apologize. Okay, well, we're gonna have to do this another time. We have a lot to talk about
Yes,
still. We
5 minutes
probably have
left.
limited time.
Okay.
I'm
Dak
sorry,
Prescott.
guys. We're
That's,
sorry.
so I'm not sorry. Don't be sorry.
Here at Clocked Out Sports, we apologize for the tangents of Jalen Hurts. We could do
I,
this all day.
I we do whatever the fuck we want. We're talking about whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah.
All right, Cowboys recap. They got put belt to ass on
Oh
Monday Night
my
Football.
God. Oh
Deron
my God.
Bland, ice on skates, bro.
Dude,
What?
dude, the Cowboys are cooked. They're cooked. They're
They're
done.
so bad.
Okay, 27-17. And that honestly, that I feel like that score doesn't even tell the whole story. Like it was. They did have some flashes of oh maybe they could do it, maybe they'll come back. The defense had some cool stands, but all in all, the offense looked flat. The defense couldn't get any real key stops. Just when you thought that everything was gonna maybe turn around, it just didn't. I guess Dak played fine statistically, but once again, that big moment execution just wasn't there. So that drops the Cowboys to 3-5-1, and the heat is on Mike McCarthy yet again.
Mike McCarthy, Brian Schottenheimer. McCarthy got fired.
No, I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry about that. You're right. Brian Schottenheimer. That's the second time I did that. I think I put Ron Rivera on the Commanders yesterday. I don't know why I'm doing that.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, but Brian Schottenheimer, the heat is back on him. So I don't know, man. Like, let me ask you a question, Z. Do you think the Cowboys are even mentally tough enough to be contenders?
They've
Or like
never been mentally tough for the past 25 years, ever since Jimmy Johnson, Bill Parcells left. Listen, Dak Prescott is pretty much the opposite of Jalen Hurts, where in terms of Dak Prescott puts up big numbers and puts up better numbers and puts belt to ass on bad teams. But when it comes to good teams, Dak Prescott shrinks and Jalen Hurts does step up. So let me just put that comparison out there. Complete opposites, right? In terms of talent and stats. George seems like I was going on Reddit watching the game. Looks like CD Lamb was dogging it and being lazy. It looks like, and CD Lamb's the best player on their team, so Dak was trying to get him the ball. But it seems like George Pickens has a better attitude from what I've been reading. George Pickens has a better attitude, so maybe you gotta throw Pickens the ball. I don't know. Maybe you trade CD Lamb and you roll with Pickens. That's a
hey man,
huge hot take.
here's the deal. I bet if I was CeeDee Lamb, I'd be pissed too. You're supposed to be on one of the best teams in football, and you've been on it for years now, and it's always the same old bullshit. It's either a season that looks promising and ends in heartbreak, or a season that looks like 3-5-1, and you're probably not going to make the playoffs now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just like, it's insane. It's insane. I'd be pissed off too. But on that front, before we get out of here, breaking news though, on the Cowboys front, the Bengals trade Logan Wilson to the Cowboys.
2 minutes, 2 minutes.
The Bengals trade Logan Wilson to the Cowboys. So it's a little too late, Jerry. You're making moves like now, finally, but
okay, sorry. Sauce Gardner to the Colts. Sauce Gardner just got traded to the Colts. Yep. 2 first-round picks to the Jets.
Oh my gosh! Breaking news in real time, ladies and gentlemen. Sauce Gardner to the Colts. What?
Jets get 2 first-round picks with A.D. Mitchell, the receiver. The Colts selected second round of the 2024 draft. Sauce Gardner to the Colts. Oh my God.
Okay, so all right, so here's so right now we got trades coming in as we speak. The Bengals trade Logan Wilson to the Cowboys. Sauce Gardner goes to the Colts. What the hell is going on?
Yo, Sauce the Colt, 2 first-round picks. That's
Ah,
crazy. Oh
wow.
my God.
Wow.
Two
That's a
first-round picks.
blockbuster trade.
JJ, your thoughts, quickly, quickly.
No, that's a blockbuster trade. I mean, that's huge, and a lot of big stuff has been happening. Like we got Jalen Phillips going to the Eagles. You got this Logan Wilson trade to the Cowboys, even though it's a little too late. Now you got Sauce Gardner to the Colts. 2 first-round picks. I mean, goodness gracious, man!
I mean,
It's
that
Wild
just shows
West
the
right
Colts
now.
think they're Super Bowl contenders. You don't make a trade like that and think you're not a Super Bowl
Oh, they
contender.
are. They are Super Bowl contenders, possibly.
Really? Even Daniel Jones? You've been shitting on Daniel Jones this whole time.
No,
This
no,
whole
no, no,
season.
no. You're right. You're right. You're right. I don't think they're Super Bowl contenders, but they are strong playoff contenders. So I think that it's definitely probably going to the playoffs. What they'll do there, I don't know. But with help like Sauce Gardner, things can change because I think that's the weakness that they have on their team is the secondary.
Okay, that is it. We are out of time. I'm Zisha.
I'm Jay.
Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. Comment what we should do next. Stay clocked down. In the meantime, deuces.